Boy, it's going to be a rough ride, guys. I was just out here cutting the lawn here. I haven't touched it for 2 weeks, and I've got some monster grass growing out here. That'll be my last cut for the season, so that's okay. I can handle it. I planted some corn this year, and only 2 made it. I'll have 3 corn if they grow large enough to eat. Okay, so anyway, gonna try to keep the sun behind the camera here. It's a real bugger here in the backyard. The sun crosses to south. I'm just out here, just about to tarp up this project for the season. It's September the 9th already. It's a hot one today, not bad. I made probably 20 outside. It's not bad. I can handle 20. So I've had a good season. I've had a really good season this year, and I'm really happy about that. I mean, I got the boat painted. I got my stripe put in there. Bottom paints on. Fantastic. So I got sap or something falling off this damn tree over my boat here. So I thought today, since I got the weather on my side, I brought the 2 dogs out, and we're going to start wrapping the boat. Now, I'll just let you know what I did here this year. I got the bottom paint on, as you know. It's 2-part epoxy. It's the real McCoy. And just trying to get out of the sunshine here. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. So I coated the bottom. With Thompson's cement sealer. It's like milk, right? It's really loose. It's white, and you shake it up, and you put on the thinnest coat. They say if you go over it twice, it's already too much. So this stuff, I got I don't know what it is, a 4.5 liter steel round tin of it. And what I did is I basically just painted the bottom of the boat with it, and my strikers and everything is painted with it. Now, I'm sure it's not going to hurt the epoxy. I mean, epoxy is supposed to be good and tough, right? So I put one really sloppy good layer across the bottom of this whole boat. And the reason why I did that for is that when I tarp it with that blue tarp, and I'm going to put some blankets underneath it, because this corner I'm working in, the house here, this corner, it gets some horrible wind passing through here between these 2 houses. I've had things ripped out of here because of high winds, and especially in the wintertime. We seem to get a lot more storms in winter and wind blowing in the wintertime. And this corner is notorious for it's crazy. It gets really bad. Anyway, so what I'm going to do this year, instead of just tarping it over with a blue tarp and weighing down the tarp with buckets and bricks, what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to wrap it as far as I can wrap it with a 20-foot wide by 28-foot tarp. And I won't cover the whole boat. I'm not worried about that. I'm just trying to get the majority of the boat covered. I'm worried about the bottom. So I put that waterproofing stuff on there. I'm going to wrap the tarp on there. I've got this blanket I'm going to lay over the almost halfway. And I'm going to push the tarp underneath the boat as far over to the other side, both ways. And I'm going to use the only thing I got is a 12,000-pound tie-down straps, with those big levers you pull on them. And I got a couple of smaller ones too. I'm going to see if I can use them. So I'm going to try to wrap it this year so the wind doesn't grab the tarp and start flapping it around, because twice last year that tarp came loose and I got snow on this boat. Now that I have paint on here, I'm trying to protect the paint. I don't know what the winter is going to do to the paint. So that's the plan here today. So it won't take long to do. It'll probably take longer to try to throw the straps over it than it will anything else. So I'm really, really happy with this year's build. Now, also at this time, I would like to thank those of you, and you know who you are, that has helped me along the way. And there we are back in the sun again. That have helped me out a bit along the way. The 4-inch vertical speed sander, that was a biggie. For me, that was a biggie. Thank you very much, Mark. That was a biggie. I wouldn't get the finish that I have on here right now if it wasn't for that sander, because I went and bought one, and I have it in one of my videos. It failed, and as the story goes, you can watch that video if you want. I don't want to overwind myself here because, I can jam a lot. So the boat's looking really good. It's totally, I got the gray paint right up to the rub rail. Now, next year, I'm going to be building the cabin on it. So I'll be spending a few weeks or whatever it takes to get this done. During the winter, I'm going to design a cabin for it. I'm going to be measuring out the boat here shortly. I just want to see how far I want to come back. Because remember, I'm building this boat for room, so I don't want to take up too much room. But at the same time, I still want a cabin in there. You can go and use it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to take some measurements and see where the frames end up, because I want to catch a frame, and that's where the wall's going to go, and divide the anchor bay from the cabin, and then from there back will be the cabin. So I'm thinking 10 feet, 3 feet for the bay. We're almost halfway through the boat, right? So yeah, so I'm looking into that. I'll be collecting or purchasing this winter 3/8 plywood, which I've decided to use to build the cabin out of, and I'm going to do something they call stitch and glue it together, just to try to keep it as light as possible. And I'd really like to try to finish the inside really nice. We'll see what happens with that. I still haven't decided how I'm going to mount the motor yet. That's still running around in my head. Of course, I've painted and I finished and I epoxied the transom, and I'm still not too sure what I want to do with that. I'm working on it. Again, at the back of the transom, I'm trying not to use as much space inside the boat as possible. So I'm really thinking of an exterior mount on the transom here. An exterior mount. I've exhausted myself on YouTube. So many people have done so many different things, and you know, it's working. So I just got to decide what's good for me. This is my first boat build. I've mentioned that before. I think I've done very well in the last 2 years. I went back through my videos last week, and as it seems, my first video I posted where I had the plans in front of me talking about what I'm going to do was actually 2 years ago. I thought I was on my 3rd year, so hey, that's good for me. I got this far in 2 years. Wow. Now, next season, my plan is to finish this boat, like all the woodwork, the paint, and everything, and then start throwing on navigation lights, horns, the switches to control dual sump in the back, stuff like that. A battery area in the back here. I got to figure out how I want to finish that. Of course, you see there's an angle on the boat there. Maybe I can use this angle inside here somewhere and build something here. This part is not useful. It's on an angle. So you'll never really get full use of that little area. And you're probably looking about a good 13, 14 inches there. And if I go inside the boat, just go straight down, you could probably mount my batteries back here. No problem. That's a lot of speculation. I mean, you got to think of something, right? You got to start thinking of something to produce something. So that's all I'm saying. Too bad the season's so short. I envy those people that are working indoors, or they build a really nice structure and cover it with poly. Really nice, really nice. Like I was thinking of picking up 2 garage tents, 10 by 20s, 2 of them. I'm looking at about $800. Put them end to end, and then make an entrance to get in, and protect the inside of the boat for next season. My wife is turning 65 this year, so she's going on that new government plan when you're 65. So things are going to get really tight around here. I can just see it coming. Unfortunately, they take from you when you get older instead of give you. You know, you spend your whole life working. In our cases, we have since a very young age, and you think we pay enough into it. They wouldn't be taking stuff away. They'd be giving you stuff. Welcome to Canada. Yeah, goddamn Trudeau. Anyway, I don't want to get political here because I can get really nasty. Anyway, yeah, I got a smile on my face. Yeah. So I know I clown around in my videos a bit, guys. I know I do. I clown around a bit. Like, I'll tell you why I clown around, okay? Because I find it very hard to talk into a video and have actually nobody responding. So I get giddy and I get silly, right? So forgive me for that. I don't mean to make like I'm a fool. I take what I'm doing extremely serious. There's a lot of money here. I'm into this for about maybe $4.5 grand right now. That's the boat and some tooling. So I think end up with a 30-foot boat for $4.5 grand is not bad. Crow on the line, dogs are barking. Great. So anyway, life can be cruel. So I've started this boat. I'm working on this boat, and I'm going to finish this boat. I can't wait to see it flipped over. I've looked at it for so long upside down, it doesn't look as big as it sounds. People walk by and they look at it and go, "What are you building over there?" And I tell them, and they go, "Oh, that's a big boat." And yeah, I'm sure it is. But to flip it right side up, I'm sure it looks even bigger, especially when you can stand in it. So I'm waiting for that. That's going to be as soon as the snow clears next spring into summer. That's the only thing I got left to do. I'm going to focus on how to flip this boat without killing myself, because there's only me here. So I'm thinking of building some structure over it, 14 by 14 feet high, and get a three-ton pull chain pulley with a hook on it, and rig up something in the middle of the boat here so I can sort of lift it up, since it's already going to be, fairly high, maybe 1/3 of the way up, 2/3 more, and the boat will just flip over, and tie it off at the ends and stuff like that, and control the roll, I guess you want to call it that. Max, can you please stop barking? That little guy's 10 years old. He probably weighs about 12 pounds. He's got the biggest mouth in the world. That makes my German shepherds look like princesses, and they're not. And yeah, so pretty cool. Oh, somebody's walking a German shepherd over there. There we go. We're gonna go nuts. Hey, come here, boys. Let's go. Sorry about that, guys. Never fails. I start doing the video and something happens. Hey, please. Hey. Zeus. It's enough. Okay, so anyway, I got 158 subscribers, guys. I'm climbing slowly. Obviously, I'm catching some interest of a lot of people that are subscribing. Thank you very much for joining the crew here. As usual, I do appreciate it. I mean, everybody likes to be noticed. So my deal here is that since I was going to build the boat, I might as well start making a small YouTube channel out of it, in case somebody's cruising through the internet and they happen to bump into it and check it out, and maybe this will help somebody out. Remember, I'm not trying to tell you how to build one. I'm just showing you that I am building one. I have made many mistakes building this boat since I began this project. I've fixed them. I've succeeded. I am winning. Yeah. It's just a shame that I got to wrap this up and walk away from it for the rest of the season after today. It'll probably be wrapped up in the next 2.5 hours. Oh, yeah, okay. I might as well answer a couple of questions here since I've got your attention. The biggest question is, people look at it and go, how long is the boat? Well, from tip to stern, it's 30 feet, 6 inches long. The bottom is 6 feet wide at its widest point. Rub rail to rub rail is 8 feet 4 inches wide. And it's approximately 30, the deepest part of it in the middle here is probably 35 inches deep from the rub rail to the bottom of the boat. That's the first question. Next question's a really good one. What size of motor are you going to put on this boat? Well, like I said before, Jet Spira's plans require a 90 to a 200. Now, the American Coast Guard, whichever their division's in charge of safety for boats, are recommending a 200. Now, I've got to sit here and try to figure out what I'm doing, because I got to take my total finish weight, go into the boat shop. I've already been in contact with a very experienced individual at one of the shops in the city here, and what he told me is, you figure out what your boat weighs, then come and see me, and I'll let you know what you can get by with. I said, fine, no problem. So I'm thinking maybe at the worst scenario, 150, 175 would be nice, a Honda. We'll see what happens with that, okay? Where am I going to steer the plane? This is the third question I got. Plane. Oh my God, here we go. Thinking planes again. Where are you going to steer the boat from? Well, where the cabin ends in the front, I'll be on the starboard side, just behind the cabin, because I'm going to build some type of a roof that goes up and over about 48 inches or maybe 36 inches to keep my head out of the rain if I'm driving the boat, right? So it'll be about midway, starboard side, so you can still enter the cubby or the cabin through the center of it. That's where the steering's going. What else? Oh, it's a very logical question, but it's a good one. Do you have a trailer to put the boat on when you flip it? No. No trailer yet. For me, that'll be another larger expense. So I want this boat completed to the point where the only thing I need is to put an outboard motor on it. Then I'm going to worry about getting the trailer. So there's another question answered. Okay. What else is there? Yes, there was questions. Anchorage, an anchor. What am I going to use for an anchor? Well, to be honest with you, I've been looking at some power units. I don't need a big one. I would like to put a power unit off to one side in the front over the anchor bay and hook it up to whatever, the 12-volt power, and be able to operate it by foot and drop the anchor right off the nose. You've seen where they've made those extensions and there's a roller in front and the chain goes down over the front of the boat. That's what I'm thinking of doing for anchorage. So there we go. We have it all in a nutshell. So the next video I should be making, I'm going to start also collecting bits and pieces. Lighting, navigation lights, the white light that goes in the back on the stick, things like that. I'm going to slowly start purchasing every pay something. Hopefully by next summer I'll have those things there. So as I finish the boat, I can install these things and be one step ahead and have some of this. So I got about 6 months here to collect stuff. 6 months. And I think I'm going to do it. My last video I posted, if anybody wanted to help me out, they can send email, e-transfer to oddballdan@hotmail.com, and that would come directly to me and directly into the boat. So if you're interested in helping me out, I don't got enough viewers to do it the other way around. And I'm also, I understand they won't be posting my stuff as advertisement or something. I'm not sure. It's a little technical for me to understand exactly what I was looking at. But I've had 2 email transfers already to help me out. Small ones and great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't put an amount on there. Anything's appreciated. To try to get these products going. So that's it in a nutshell. I really hope I'm bringing you something to look at and something you can chew on if you decide to make a boat. I was watching a video today just before I let you go, and what is it? It's a My Dream Boat. Some fella in Delaware in the United States is building a larger boat. It's about 26 footer. It's a very tall boat. It's a cabin on it, and it's a really nice design. It happens to be a Jess Spira design. And he was saying that he wasn't too sure if he can wrap 3/4-inch plywood around his hull. Well, I saw the video this morning, and I have absolutely more curve than he has on his hull, and I wrap 3/4-inch around my hull myself with 2 clamps. So if he gets to see my video, which I gave him a shout out, and I let him know that, and I gave him my YouTube channel, so if he wants to take a look at that, you can wrap 3/4-inch plywood around Jess Spira's boat, no problem. And I did mine all by myself, all 7 sheets. Okay? Thank you very much. I've had a great season. Thank you for sticking there with me. Those of you that helped me along the way. Right? Thank you. Okay, take care now, and it's been a pleasure.